What is up YouTube? Today I have a Borderlands 3 review for you guys, and for this one we have Bloodbetter. This is a twist on the permafrost build made by Godquake. If you haven't watched that video, I highly recommend you checking it out. Very interesting. There are a lot of useful information in there. This build uses the same fundamental concept as the permafrost build, where we are using the Eternal Flame in order to get our Cub back quickly, and we are using Cub in combination with V35 grenade launcher or Moze, so that it can down itself pretty quickly. And because of that, we can activate our action skill over and over and proc a lot of action skill like Terrify Rate, 160 Splash, Some for the Road, and Full Can Hoop Ass. The reason we are using Full Can Hoop Ass in this build is so that we can combine it with Mana Well, provide us with a lot of survivability. This is a big difference between permafrost and Bloodbetter. Bloodbetter is less glass cannon and is able to withstand all enemy attack, but doesn't mean it is sacrificing any damage. This build is still insane. You are able to get infinite ammo through Some for the Road and infinite shield through Full Can Hoop Ass. And because of short fuse and more generally great ability to utilize Splash, this build is just insane. Before the video starts, don't remember to like, share, sub to the channel if you haven't done that already. Comment down below on what you think about the video. Join the Discord server if you want to get the safe file or just want to have a chat with me. With that being said though, let's get in. Use a gear breakdown. For the gun, credit to Godquake and permafrost for the gear selection, but generally you would want to use any splash weapon. Have the Iron Bear 160 splash damage annoy on it. If you have any favorite weapon, make sure to get 160 splash on it. This build are able to make meta gun broken and make non-meta gun viable because it's the most. Generally, if you want to farm strategy, I would highly recommend you going for the annoy rather than a specific gun. Literally, and any splash guns that have 160 splash on it will outperform meta guns that doesn't have it. So farm for the annoy, not for the gun specifically. But if you want to farm for a specific gun, make sure you have enough iridium so that you can reroll annoyment to get the 160 splash. That is one very important part about this build. For the elements, there are one pinpoint element that is great in this build. I find ones that matching up the best with the enemies that you are planning to fight. For mobbing, you can use almost any gun that I'm showcasing here. For bossing, you just only want to use the backbone. This is the one weapon in this build you should farm specifically for and try to get 160 splash on it. If you are only up against story boss, just use any weapon, it doesn't matter. But again, true hard or true trial bosses or Hemoverse, backburner is your best friend. So farm for this specifically. The shield, this is the highlight of the build. We are using only the Mana Well. This shield is pretty broken. It says that on slam, drain your shield and give 70% damage reduction. This is actually 90%, so you are only taking 10% of damage reduction. But the downside is that it is constantly draining 9% of your shield, but that doesn't really matter because we are using Full Can Hoop Ass. It also provides 100% of shock damage, which is great in some area like Crystal where there are a lot of shield enemy. Look for, honestly, is the part that doesn't matter. Just try to avoid capacity because drain your shield is percentage based. It can overwhelm your recharge rate and Full Can Hoop Ass, so that is the only part that I would avoid. Recharge rate absorb is great on this. It provides you with a lot more survivability and even a spicy choice like Save Space. So if on the rare occasion where your shield break, you have some time window to run away high, so that the shield can get back up. But the annoy, get action skill and apply terror to yourself. Note that you will have to activate the Bloody Harvest in order to get the annoy, by the way. For the grenade, we are mainly using the hex. This is insane because it gets fire in the sky. So it also hit a lot, so we are getting a lot of ignite chance, and that is very important for Eternal Flame. Try to get the recurring hex with the divider and move part. For the annoy, get Terrify Rate on it. This will provide you with 35% of V1 damage, which is just great for short fuse and your gun. The element doesn't really matter. We also have a cloning maddening checker here. Doesn't really matter if you have it or not. It really just a worse version of the recurring hex in any way. Just farm for this is way better. It pisses you in some bossing situation. Apply the 20% debuff. It can be nice. For the class mod, the only class mod in this build is the Eternal Flame, because it allows Moze to reset her action skill, which means getting her action skill immediately back when she ignites. This is one part of the cup spam mechanic that we are trying to do in this build. Once the cup down himself, try to ignite as much as possible so that you can immediately get cup back and summon him again. Basically, this turn cup into like mantis. For the skill point, doesn't really matter, but the more important part is that you farm for the passive. Try to get splash damage, weapon damage, shield recharge rate is all great. Also, some weapon charge speed can be nice too if you are using the type weapon. For the artifact, because we are using the mana well, so we get a lot of survivability, and because of that we can safely use the elemental projectors. Like in most situations when you are playing Moze, I try to stay away from elemental projector because Moze Mayhem scale bonus element stuff just like down me constantly. But because of mana well, we don't have to worry about that. And the 190 of any element of your choice, and the double dip if you are using a bonus element on your short field. So it's very insane. Try to get it. The victory rush part doesn't really matter here. The more important part is that you get the elemental projector. For the passive, try to get a weapon type damage, movement speed, arrow effect damage. Very important. This is it last part because it provides you also weak arrow effect radius. The toboggan can be great too, and the ability if you are using a lot of frost weapon. And because we are using the elemental projector, make sure to have a gun that can sell dot easily, like the insider or the sell out. Try to get them at low level so they don't kill you. Moving to the skill tree, the cup loadout, we are using iron cup with baby nuke. The reason we are using baby nuke is to apply some radiation to enemy. This also do decent damage. I'm using grenade launcher with lock and speed load augment to down a cup as fast as possible. You can also use motion roll. For my experience, it is a tiny bit faster, so I just gotta use it. To the green skill tree, we are using 5 point in cloud lead for some free shot and bonus fire damage. Talk to Emperor for some fire damage increase, redistribution, armor regen, and health regen. Scrappy for weapon scrappy, weapon damage, very useful. Pushing offensive for lifesteal, pushing RPM for fire rate, and some road for infinite ammo. And because of the fact that we can activate cup over and over, this skill will be active a lot of the time, if not all the time. Moving on to the purple skill tree, big surplus so that we get Mayhem scale, bonus fire damage, very insane. 2 point to really big gun to move down the skill tree, and it can help a little bit in the cup downing itself. Harmonious havoc for some gun damage and fire for some fire rate. Moving on to the blue skill tree, find the Skakden for some Mayhem scale, bonus fire damage, Mean of Destruction, some armor regen and grenade regen. Cross promotion for some splash damage increase and splash damage radius doubling. Celestial Bear for some iron bear damage, who mean more fire the Skakden and short field damage. Also helping the cup down itself quicker. Pull the holy pin because we are using the hacks. It can be useful to proc redistribution. Why can I carry all the grenade for more hacks, so more ignite chance to the last, so that we can throw the grenade during 500 life. Just really great. Short fuse, a lot of damage. This skill is a double dip, so it is like reapplying your damage formula, and generally just great in any gun build. To the red skill tree, some armor, infantry for damage reduction and gun damage, flood of ingenuity for a little bit of max shield, and shield recharge big here. Also some shock damage resistance, experimental munition for some fire damage, skill quite charged, but whatever, 3 points. Fuken Huas, this skill allows you to instantly recharge your mana well. Despite the fact that the mana well is draining itself, it can still recharge, making for very insane gameplay loop where your shield is constantly up and you are getting 90% damage reduction. Very important, and because we are using ASC cup, this will be active a lot. Note that I'm barely taking any shield capacity skill here because you want to avoid shield capacity in this build. Yeah, it sounds quite counterproductive, but it actually makes sense because the mana well drain your shield based off of a percentage of your max shield. The recharge rate doesn't do that. So like as you increase your shield capacity, your shield will drain like a lot, while your recharge rate cannot keep up with it because it just doesn't scale the same. So like try as hard as possible to avoid any max shield bonuses from artifact, from class mod, and from your skill. That is why I opt for this setup. For the playstyle this build, there are many parts moving when you are playing this build. So basically, what you want to do is just kind of spam the cup button, and then shoot your gun, and then one cup kill themselves, shoot gun even more, so that it ignite, and you get back, and then spam the cup button again. That is just ASC cup concept in general, but with this build we are also putting the mana well into the formulas, so you also have to slam first, then activate the cup, then try to ignite as fast as possible or to get the cup back. Then whenever your shield is down, you have to instantly slam again, otherwise you will be dead pretty quick. Like, be careful, like you have to pay attention to your shield bar and also the skill bar. Like some for the road, you have to time your some for the road well so that you get infinite shot. If you are shooting out some for the road, you will have to reload, and it might be detrimental for some gun like the backburner. So time your skill well. You also have to be careful of the gun splash radius. Like, even though the mana well provides you with 90% damage reduction, and that would protect you from all enemy attack, but it doesn't protect you from your own damage. Moze is just that insane. She deals a ton of damage and it gets Mayhem scale, so like you are dealing like 20 million damage to yourself constantly if you are not careful. So learn the gun splash damage radius and position yourself in a way that the hit doesn't actually hit you and hit the enemy instead, especially with top cross proportion. But that should be it. It isn't the highest damage dealer, but it is fun to play. Like, you just constantly shoot and no enemy can kill you except from you. So that is it. Hope you find this video useful. If you did, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already. Comment down below on what you think. Join the Discord server and see you guys next time.